Hello and welcome to this short video on how to play the song This Old Man. If you've just started learning to play the guitar at school, this may well be your first strumming song. And let's be clear about the difference between strumming and playing notes. When you play one string on the guitar, like this, and like this, you can hear I'm playing a bit of ding dong bell there. That's what we call playing notes. A note is a single musical sound. When you play one string, you are playing one note. A chord is where we play lots of strings at the same time. So for instance, if I play the three strings nearest the floor all together, that's a chord of E minor. Notice I use the word chord. And the word chord is spelt C-H-O-R-D, so it has a silent H. And you need to understand the difference between playing chords and playing notes, so hopefully you do now. To play the song This Old Man, you need to play two simple chords. I say simple, they're actually simplified versions of more advanced chords, but these will do you fine to start with. So let's show you how to play these two chords. First of all, we're going to do the chord C. Its proper name is C major. We're just going to call it C, that's absolutely fine. And we're going to use the first finger. Now the first finger is the finger next to your thumb, the index finger. It's going to go underneath the guitar, the thumb stays on this side of the guitar neck, and the finger comes round and finds the second string from the floor. That's the B string, E for B, remember? And you're going to put your first finger, that first finger behind the first fret, this strip of metal here. You're going to press really hard, just behind the fret, not on top of it, that wouldn't be right. Just behind the fret. Make sure you're only touching the B string, make sure you're not touching the E or the G. So the finger really needs to be arched. And once you've got that right, play the three strings nearest the floor. And that is a perfectly good chord of C. Or C major. The other chord, G7, very similar. First finger again, first fret again. And this time I'm going to put the finger on the first string up from the floor, the little E string. First fret, just behind the fret. You don't have to worry too much about arching this time because you haven't got to get over the top of any other strings, but it's probably not a bad idea to arch your finger just to give you the practice. Strum the same three strings, and that's G7. You can hear it's got a very different sound. Here's the C, and here's the G7. Now you can either lean on the guitar body with your knuckles, or what I do is I lean on the bridge with the back of my hand, like this. So there's the C chord and the G7. Notice strumming a little bit nearer the bridge gives me a slightly thinner, toppier kind of sound. Quite nice though. If I strum over the sound hole, I get a more mellow sound. Incidentally, you do need short fingernails for this, and if they're clean, that's got to be good news as well, isn't it? Okay, so that's what we need to play the song. If you look at the music, you'll see on the first line you've got the C chord typed over this, man, he and one. So when you sing those words, you strum the C chord once. On the second line, the G7 is typed over he, Nick, on, thumb. So play the G7 when you see that, and so on. The names of the chords are a little bit confusing. People often say to me, oh, C chord, we haven't got a C string. Don't forget the name of the chord has got nothing to do with the strings. It's got nothing really to do with the strings you've got your fingers on. So just think of it as a completely separate thing. For instance, lots of children, when I say G7, they put the finger up on the 7th fret of the G. Obviously that isn't right. G7 is just the name of the chord, and all you have to do for the moment is just accept that and know where to put your finger. So let's sing and play the song after 4. So have your C chord ready, be looking at the music, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. This old man, he played one change. He played knick-knack on my thumb change with a knick-knack, paddy-whack, give a dog a bone change. This old man came rolling home. Let's do that again. After 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This old man, he played one change. He played knick-knack on my thumb with And as you can see, all you've got to do is move from the C chord to the G7, backwards and forwards, use that first finger. You will get a bit of a dent in your finger like that, okay? But that's nothing to worry about, that's perfectly normal. If you find your finger starts to get a bit sore, well, use your second finger instead, okay, or your third finger. But your first finger is the finger you should try and use. And if it does get a bit sore, give it a little bit of a rub, you know, rub it with your thumb. Wouldn't suck your finger because guitars tend to be a bit dirty, you might get germs off it, and it'll probably feel a bit worse next time you put your finger down if it's wet. So I wouldn't suck your finger, just give it a bit of a rub. If it starts getting very sore, obviously wait for a while and come back to it a bit later on. You'd be surprised how quickly your fingers toughen up. Once you've learnt that song, of course you can play the other two songs because they use the same chords. Slightly different order, but much the same. So here's London Bridge. 1, 2, 3, 4. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. And just to be clear here, of course you can't hear the tune if you just strum the chords. Okay, you can't hear the tune. The tune comes from the singing, okay? So you are accompanying your singing when you strum chords in this way. So completely different to something like Ding Dong Bell, where you're actually playing the tune. And that's the beauty of the guitar, of course, that you can do all these different things. It's a very versatile instrument. Finally, the wheels on the bus. 2, 3, 4. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round all day long. So, with 2 simple chords, you can play those 3 songs, and that's a really good introduction to strumming chords on the guitar. By the way, you have got some diagrams at the top of the page. There is a separate video that explains that a little bit better, so do check that out as well, won't you?